Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing a very different kind of Linux distribution. The distro I'm reviewing today is called Tails. Tails stands for the Amnesic Incognito Live System, and it is an operating system that's sole purpose really is for you to be able to surf the web anonymously. It is built for privacy and anonymity. So how does the Tails operating system allow you to surf the web anonymously? It does this because all connections to the internet inside the Tails operating system runs through the Tor network. For those not familiar with Tor, Tor stands for the onion router, T-O-R, and it basically defends you against traffic analysis and surveillance while you're on the internet. Tor comes with its own browser called the Tor browser, and while you're connected to the Tor network and using the Tor browser, you're basically safeguarded from being tracked by an internet service provider or from government agencies like the NSA. On the torproject.org webpage, they have some nice little diagrams to explain exactly how the network works. Basically, they bounce your connection, it distributes your transactions over several places on the internet, so no single point can link you to your destination. So they bounce you basically all around the world before coming back to your computer and delivering the web page that you were after. So anybody that was trying to track you, they can't pinpoint who you are, where you are. Complete privacy, complete anonymity while you're surfing the web. So I am going to review the Tails operating system inside a virtual machine, inside VirtualBox in this case. I won't run through an install process with Tails because I won't be installing it. I'm going to be running a live ISO inside VirtualBox. There will be no install process. Now, to run Tails on a USB thumb drive the way it is intended to be run, there is an install process to get it to install to a thumb drive. Just refer to the Tails webpage for directions on how to do that. It's not complicated. So I've just loaded up the Tails operating system inside VirtualBox. This is basically, a live operating system. And as a live operating system, it's going to take a little longer to boot up than a normal Linux distro would that's installed on physical hardware. Alright, it's actually taking a couple of minutes for the operating system to finally load here. Alright, we finally are inside Tails. I paused the video for a minute or two there. It took a little while to boot up. But again, this is, a live operating system. So you can expect some slow speeds. And here in the little greeter we have Welcome to Tails. We have settings for language, keyboard, format. It has already chosen English United States for language and English United States for keyboard layout. So I'm just going to click Start Tails. And this may take a few seconds. While this boots up, I should mention that the Tails operating system is built on Debian. So it is a Debian-based distro. The operating system is GNOME 3. And it is kind of a stripped-down GNOME 3. There isn't much to the Tails operating system. Again, it is designed mainly for internet, privacy, and anonymity. So essentially, the 95% of everything you're going to do inside the Tails operating system will probably involve the browser. In this case, the Tor browser. Now, a second ago, you noticed a little pop-up here. I had a little notification. Tor needs an accurate clock to work. Okay, that's not it. Anyway, here's the one we need. Tor is ready. You can now access the internet. It takes a minute when you first log in to get that notification. Tor is ready. You can now access the internet. you need to wait until you see this pop up before launching your browser or doing anything on the web, because until it connects to the Tor network, you're not surfing the web anonymously. So after we get that pop up, we can now open the Tor browser and begin surfing the web in complete privacy and anonymity. It looks like it's going to take a second for the Tor browser to load. Again, everything is a little slower in this live environment. The Tails operating system, again, is not meant for speed. It is meant for privacy, security, anonymity. That is first. Everything else, including speed, is a distant second. Alright, the browser has finally loaded up, and it brings us to the Tails homepage here. And the Tor browser, by the way, is it is based on Firefox. Obviously, it's got a lot more to it than your standard Firefox browser to connect to the Tor network. Now, watch me maximize this window. You will notice something happens here. When I maximize the browser, I get a warning. Maximizing Tor browser can allow websites to determine your monitor size, which can be used to track you. We recommend you leave Tor browser windows in their original default size. So, basically you get this warning stating that by maximizing your browser window, that could allow somebody to at least determine what screen resolution you're using, what monitor size you have. It's not much to go on, but if you want to be completely anonymous and have complete privacy, for somebody that's snooping on you, it's something to go on. So again, the Tails operating system recommends that you do not resize this browser, that you do not maximize it for sure. I'm not too concerned with this warning for this review inside VirtualBox. I'm not going to be doing anything that I'm worried about anybody watching me. Heck, I'm making a video of it right now anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and maximize this browser just for this video. Now again, 95% of your time inside the Tails operating system is probably going to be spent in a web browser. The whole point of running Tails is to surf the web anonymously. You're not going to be loading up the Tails live operating system, plugging in your thumb drive to whatever machine you want to load this on, and creating a LibreOffice word processing document. You're going to spend all your time basically in the Tor browser, and you're probably going to want to at some point view sites that are on what is known as the dark web. You often hear that phrase in media these days, the dark web. What is the dark web? Essentially, the dark web is the internet that is not accessible to search engines. Google doesn't know about these sites. No search engine, no spider, no crawler, no bot finds these sites. It is basically almost a private network of sites. The only way you're going to find out about it is somebody tells you about it, or somebody that knows about the site writes about it, posts a link to it. So to find these dark websites, you usually need to go to what are known as hidden wikis. A hidden wiki basically lists what is known on the Tor network as hidden services. Hidden services are these pages here that instead of ending in .com or .net, usually end in .onion. If you have a URL that ends in .onion, that is a site on the Tor network. And again, it is a hidden service. Search engines don't crawl these sites. You can't just Google and find these sites. So these hidden wikis tell you all about, a few of these dark websites. No one knows about every dark website. Many of them are private, just shared between a few people. I am actually going to load up a page here that is an uncensored hidden wiki, because since so much on the Tor network happens in the dark web, you need to know a little bit about what is out there on the dark web. Now, the media portrays it as a really evil, nasty place that is strictly for drug trafficking, gun trafficking, terrorism, child pornography, banking and credit card fraud. You name the unscrupulous and illegal activity, it takes place on the dark web, according to the media. Well, the media is not wrong. A lot of illegal activity does take place on the dark web. A lot of people do use the Tails operating system and the Tor network and the Tor browser to do illegal things because of the privacy and anonymity concerns. But many people use the Tor network for legit reasons to be private and remain anonymous, such as whistleblowing, corporate whistleblowing, government leaking, journalists using it to contact anonymous sources using it to contact journalists. There's real reasons why you need to connect to the internet in an anonymous way through a browser or through email or through chat. But again, the dark web does contain a lot of unscrupulous and illegal activity. So I'm going to show you a few of the sites that are out there, just to give you an idea what is out there and what you may want to avoid. So this hidden wiki here is an uncensored hidden wiki, so they're going to show us some really crazy stuff here. For example, under financial services, we have a list of sites that, basically you can buy and sell PayPal accounts for those that can't get a PayPal account a legit way. You have some Bitcoin stuff, you have phishing schemes, you have, again, credit card fraud, counterfeit money, you get the idea. Financial services, none of these are legit sites as far as, being legal. It's all illegal activities in that category. Commercial services here. Let's see what kind of commercial services we have. We can buy Apple products. Wonder if those Apple products are stolen or not. Gold and diamonds. We have hacking services. Somebody wants to sell their hacking services. You want, somebody's website hacked or Facebook account hacked. Apparently you can hire a hacker. Then we have Euroguns here, the #1 European arms dealer. Okay. Fake passports. A lot of identity stuff goes on the dark web. Identity theft. Also people wanting counterfeit documents, IDs, passports, driver's license. You get the idea. You have some domain services, some hosting services for those that want to create a site and host it on the dark web. We have some personal essays and wikis. Some of them are going to have topics that are, a little out there. We have some email services for those that want to send email on the dark web. Again, it's anonymous email. We have some social networks that exist on the dark web. A lot of forums, bulletin boards, chans. A lot of the stuff here, again, is illegal kind of activities. A lot of hacking, phishing, cracking. And then we have some whistleblowing stuff. WikiLeaks, of course. Everybody has heard of WikiLeaks. Books. Now, some of the books that are available on the dark web, again, are on topics that are not legal in some cases. Drugs. We have a very large drug category. And really, this is how the dark web really got into the public's eye in the beginning, especially the news media eye, is because people were making millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in some cases selling illegal drugs on the dark web. You name the drug, be it, your standard street narcotics like marijuana, cocaine, heroin, to any prescription drug you can think of, you can buy it on the dark web. Then, of course, under erotica, we have, your typical pornography sites. And again, a lot of child porn happens on the dark web. So be careful. Don't just click any link on the dark web. You never know where you're going to or what you're going to see. But anyway, let me get out of the hidden wiki. Other than just browsing the internet on the Tor browser, which again, probably 95% of your time in the Tails operating system is going to be doing just that. Let me review some of the other applications that are installed on the ISO. So we also have the Thunderbird email client, the Pigeon instant messaging client, we have KeePassX, and we have our terminal, of course. We also have the usual suspects for, basic GNOME kind of apps. We have Calculator, our file manager, we have the text editor. Graphics, we have GIMP and Inkscape, LibreOffice Draw. We have the complete LibreOffice suite if you wanted to do some office work inside Tails. So it does include a few programs. We have some audio and video stuff. System tools. Now I should mention system tools because there is something very important listed here under system tools. Configure persistent volume. What is a persistent volume? Well, I can't really show you on this video because I'm just basically running the live ISO, the live disk image. I didn't actually install this to a thumb drive the way it is designed to run. For those of you that do it the correct way and you install the Tails operating system to a thumb drive, you have the option to configure a persistent volume. What is a persistent volume? It allows you to save stuff to that drive. By default, nothing you do inside the Tails operating system is saved. Everything is destroyed. As soon as I shut down this operating system, everything I did is gone. There is no browser cache, no history. If I set any bookmarks, they're gone. If I download any files, they're lost. Nothing is saved. If I configure a persistent volume, I can set certain things up to save to that USB drive, should I choose. For example, say you do want to bookmark a few pages, and you don't mind, it not being necessarily the most private or anonymous thing. Say you're just bookmarking, a news site or a social network site. You do have that option, configuring persistent volume. You can tell the Tor browser to allow you to store your bookmarks or to save your history, passwords, that sort of thing. You can also configure it where the file manager allows you to actually save files to the disk. So that might be something you want to do, but for complete security, for complete and total anonymity, you probably should not use a persistent volume because, again, if you're using Tails, you're worried about somebody tracking you, and you really don't need to be saving any information at all. Basically, you have your thumb drive, you take it around with you, you plug it into a machine, reboot the machine, Tails loads up. You do what you need to do inside the Tor browser or instant messenger or whatever. When you're done, you take the flash drive out, reboot the machine, everything you did is lost. It saves nothing. That is the way Tails is meant to run. And that is essentially all I'm going to review here with the Tails operating system. I felt like I really needed to review this, even though it's not a Linux distribution. You're never going to install this to physical hardware. It's not like you're going to put this on your desktop or laptop. It's not designed to be that. It's designed to be a live environment. But I believe this is maybe the most important free and open source software project out there today. I mean, how many things would we still be in the dark about had it not been for people like Edward Snowden or any of the WikiLeaks people, a lot of the corporate whistleblowers, government whistleblowers that need projects like this in order to get that information out there. Not to mention how many people in the world right now live in a country that heavily censors the internet. There are a lot of countries out there that pretty much ban half the internet or more sometimes. And a lot of the citizens of those countries need a way to circumvent all that censorship that their government imposes. So I believe the Tails operating system, again, is one of the most important free and open source software projects out there today. It has a lot of backing. I mentioned it's based on Debian. I think Debian does contribute a lot to the Tails operating system. The Tor network, which runs on the Tails operating system, the Tor network has a lot to do with the development of the Tails operating system. So there's a lot of people and a lot of money, a lot of weight behind the Tails operating system. So check it out, guys. Again, just install it to a thumb drive, and you know, it's like a 5-minute install to a thumb drive. Just plug it into any machine that has a USB port, desktop, laptop, doesn't matter. Reboot the machine. You boot into this live environment you see here. You load up the Tor browser, and away you go. Peace, guys.